So, you've probably seen that big circular thing, the London Eye, all day today. So I'll tell you a bit about it. So it was built in 2000, it was only supposed to be here for 5 years. But we liked it so much we kept it another 19 actually. It's got 32 capsules for the 32 boroughs of London. Yeah, no number 13 out of those 32 capsules, 33 anyway. Because yeah, no one wants to be in that one, considered unlucky in this country. People actually say it's a metaphor for marriage, because it's actually known for its marriage proposals, the London Eye. Yeah, you try and propose right at the very top. So they say it's all uphill until she says yes, and then it's all downhill from there. It takes 30 minutes to get all the way around as well, so you really have to be certain someone's going to say yes, because that is a long, quiet 15 minutes on the way down if someone says no. There's an awkward silence if I've ever heard one. We've actually had that before on one of these buses. Someone said no. And there was like, we used to do the buses during the summer and stuff, there'd be one on every bus, one of us. And one of our guides, they said that fact, like, it's known for its marriage proposals. And we used to say there'd been 50 in the last like 2 years or so. And someone shouted out to one of our guides and said, 51 happened that day. And they got on a bus like this, and the girl asked, and she said, what do you do after that? And he said, well, you get on a bloody London bus and see if you can get some energy back into the holiday. I was like, oh my god. Good on him, he took the rejection well, I mean, yeah. So, on your left, that is St Thomas's Hospital, known for its nursing programme. It was started by a lady named Florence Nightingale back during the Crimean War in the late 1800s. Florence Nightingale is considered a saint in this country. She saved so many lives. There is a special place in heaven for that woman. She spent every waking moment trying to help people. And that nursing program is still very revered around the world. So when you complete the training program, you're a Nightingale, and you can pretty much work anywhere in the world as a nurse. Can anyone see Big Ben? No, you can't. That is the Elizabeth Tower. Big Ben's the bell inside. It was forged in the same foundry as the Philadelphia Liberty Bell. But Americans, your one's got a crack in it. We got the good one. The reason it's called Big Ben is because the guy who designed it, his name was Benjamin Hall. He was 6'7". So they called him Big Ben and it Big Ben. We're kind of glad his brother didn't design it, because his name was Richard. And it wasn't that tall, so that would have been medium Richard, if you know what I'm saying. Husband Richard for the ladies. No? Yeah? No? Alright. So, that arch window just back to your left, that is Westminster Hall. That is the oldest part of the Houses of Parliament. It's about 1,000 years old. Oh, that's new. Look back to your left. Nice. Beautiful. That's a little bit more interest than me, so I'll let that play out while you take some photos or videos or whatever.
It's nice. आज कुछ है मुझे लगता है यार बहुत लोगों ने प्लांट डाले हुए इसमें भी गली बनी रहता है ये वर्ल्ड वॉर 1 में जो मॉडल आता है वो
So, Westminster Hall. It's where the Queen laid in state when she died. People waited up to 18 hours to visit her coffin. People queued for 3 miles. David Beckham queued for 12 hours. Very nice guy, David Beckham. I've never heard a bad story about him. He took pictures of people the entire time. They kept asking him, do you want to go to the front? And he went, no, wait. A lot of celebrities said yes to that, and they're not very liked anymore. So yeah, David Beckham, never heard a bad story about him. To your left, Westminster Abbey is where most of our kings and queens have been crowned or coronated. Most of the early ones are buried inside. It's also where people like Sir Isaac Newton, Charles Dickens and Stephen Hawking's ashes are the most recent thing to be buried in there. But on your right hand side, you've got some lovely statues. You've got Nelson Mandela closest to us at the front row. The only man to unveil his own statue. Big hands, you know what they say about men with big hands? Big gloves. You've also got Mahatma Gandhi at the front row as well, and Millicent Fawcett. She was a suffragist. She helped women in this country get the vote. And she's holding a banner that says, "Courage asks for courage everywhere." And she's the newest statue in Parliament Square. On your left, you've got the Supreme Court with Abraham Lincoln standing outside, standing and not wearing his hat in this country, just to keep the pigeons off him. We have to plan everything around pigeons in London, and it's an absolute nightmare. Yeah, that's our big problems, pigeons. You've got the Treasury to our left. It's where Winston Churchill had his war rooms during the Second World War. I'll tell you more about that in a second, because down to your left, that is the most photographed telephone box in the world. You can get yourself a telephone box and Big Ben in the background. Also on your right hand side, talking about Winston Churchill, that Winston Churchill statue just back to your right there. It's rumoured that his head is electrified to keep the pigeons off. It's not true, his head is just so round they can't perch on it. So he used to sneak up onto the roof during the Blitz, because he never left here at night. He used to sneak up onto the roof in a silk robe with a glass of brandy and a cigar and watch the bombs fall over London. Interesting guy, Winston Churchill. You can follow his daily routine online if you want, and people try and do it on their birthday because it involves a lot of drinking. It's like 7:30, wake up, remain in bed, read newspaper, whiskey and soda. Come up on your left, you've got 10 Downing Street. These black gates here, 10 Downing Street. So Winston Churchill, still a very witty man. He had a funny back and forth with a female politician named Lady Baron. They just didn't like each other. They was always trying to hurt each other's feelings whenever they'd see each other. But they were a great team because they could come to a compromise very easily. They just didn't want to be in the same room for too long. So they'd be like, "You're happy? I'm happy. Right, see you later, Winston." And yeah, you know, why wouldn't you be like that? She kept the men in check, is all I'm saying. So one time she walked into 10 Downing Street and said, "Winston, drunk again I see." And he went, "Yeah, but tomorrow I'll be sober. You'll still be ugly." She said, "Winston, if you were my husband, I would poison your drink." He said, "Darling, if you're my wife, I'd drink it." Right. I'm not really going to mention much about Trafalgar Square because you're going to have to go around it twice. We're going to pick some more people up at Piccadilly sort of. So I just want to mention, if you've got any questions about London, this might be the only time you see a tour guide on your bus, because there are a few about, but you never know, you might not see one again. So if you've got any questions about London, now is your time. You're all very confident, okay?
It cleansed a lot. It's a lot of, I mean, we conquered the world and then we lost it all. But we took Switzerland sort of go a bit and we went, no, we'll do that. Basically, a lot of money. So, like, when the Roman Empire fell, they became a church. When the British Empire fell, we became a bank. You let you know. I don't know what the American Empire is going to be.
Any practical stuff you want to know about? You got to speak up.
Why there's so many double-decker buses?
Double-decker buses?
We invented them. Yeah. It used to be double-decker like horse coaches. Yeah. And then we just, we discovered the, the combustion engine, and we just traded it. So yeah. Did you not know we're known for them? Do you not know we're known for double-decker buses? Is this a shock? You're curious, just curious why there's so many double-decker buses. I mean, have you seen the amount of people?
Yeah.
We need to get around. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We even do that with travel.
Like our McMansion.
I'm surprised they haven't created double-decker trains in the underground at the minute, to be honest. Yeah. There's so many people, it's ridiculous. That is a really nice pub for food, by the way. Horse and Guardsman. It's always voted very highly for food in London. For pub food, anyway. So I'll probably give the other guys that get on this same advice. But do you want to hear my best piece of advice in London?
Yep.
It's about toilets. I know that's depressing for me, but I know they're hard to find. Best piece of advice I can give you is any pub, any coffee shop, any McDonald's, most hotels. Hotels. You're foreign. Act it. Walk into these hotels, say, excuse me, where's the toilet again? They say, you staying here? You go, yes I am, thank you very much. And they go, oh, the toilet's just around there. Then when you leave, go, when the best toilets in London is hotels. Then it's pubs, and they're everywhere. There's more than 5,000 pubs in London. And they legally have to let you use their toilet, and they legally have to give you a glass of water. So just walk in, use the toilet and leave. If you feel bad and you want to ask, but some of them might say no, bugger off. But they're not worried about you, they're dealing with drunk people. They're just there, and they're always open late, and they're open from like 12, 11ish, and they're open all day. But they're probably the second best toilets in London. Then it's, well, McDonald's, you probably noticed they're everywhere in the world. We've got loads of them in London. And they're open early and they close late. They're always there if you need them. And coffee shops, you must have noticed they're like a virus in London. They're everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. And in the morning, they are they're always open early and they always have a toilet. So if you need them in the morning, go to a coffee shop. They're not going to check if you're using the toilet or not. Just go in and use it. But they're not much better than the public toilets. Do not use the public toilets. They are disgusting. First of all, yeah, I'm starting a rally. Down with public toilets. Down with public toilets. So, first you have to pay for them, which is nuts to me. Second of all, they're not going to have any amenities. They're not going to have toilet paper, they're not going to have soap. Unless you've got your own antibacterial hand washing, your own wipes or toilet paper, don't use them. Go to a pub. Everything you need is in a pub. That's why there's so many of them in London. Alright? We figured it out a long time ago. Fish and chips and a pub, that's all you need. One of you might have to make a new friend. Oh, a couple of you might have to make a new friend, but enjoy, honestly. Something I might not be able to mention to the others. In the centre of that roundabout, you see there's a guy on his horse. That is Charles I. He's the only king we've ever beheaded. And he is the geographical centre of London. Anytime you see a sign around England that says so many miles to London, it's to that point. Trafalgar Square is the centre of London, okay? So if you do get lost, your phone dies and you're walking around, you want to get your bearings again, come back to Trafalgar Square. Because that way, the National Gallery, behind it is Leicester Square, that way's Buckingham Palace, that way's Big Ben, that way's the river, that way's Covent Garden. You get your bearings again, okay? Whenever you're looking at
शेयर बैठे तो हैं बकिंगम पैलेस
Buckingham Palace, you're looking north. I think that's right.
कितना अच्छा लग रहा
I was in the Scouts, I should know this.
है सोना लग रहा है ना
I think that's right. That pub down to your left, the Admiralty, very nice pub. It looks like an old 1700 ship inside. They're very, very nice in there as well. Yeah, I'm not that like university student that's going to tell you about like all the intricate details of every building. I'm like, you want to know pubs? I know where the pubs are. This is the fun tour. This is why you took the night tour, I hope. Otherwise this is a big shock to everyone, I'm sure. By the way, the Canadian High Commission, more flags than any other embassy or High Commission in London. 21 on one building.
Why?
I keep asking Canadians that exact question. One guy had a theory. He said, I reckon the guy that did the ordering had fat fingers. He was supposed to order 2. Ordered 21. But Canadians, you know, they're very polite. So when they turned up, oh, there are some potholes, eh? And on your right here, just after the Canadian High Commission, Oceanic House is where they'd sold the tickets for the Titanic. Right there. And there was a queue about a mile long down this road, and some very angry customers when they had to come out and tell them there's no more tickets. And it took them a year to find out they were the lucky ones. Nuts, isn't it? I mean, yeah. Imagine reading that in the newspaper being like, oh my god. Someone up there likes me. Oh my god. Anyone seen The Crown? Or anything to do with Buckingham Palace? Is that right? So, up in front of your left, do you see that golden statue, that balcony? That is technically Buckingham Palace balcony. It's a lot easier to film here than it is at Buckingham Palace. That is the Athenaeum Club. And that behind you to your left is a film society. There's always filming going on around here. Whenever they film them coming out onto the balcony, the royal family, like in The Crown or whatever, it's always that balcony.
Oh, ये बकिंगम पैलेस
I'll let you take. Oh, shut up now. Enjoy it.
Wow, beautiful. ऊपर देखो अम्मा, एंजल्स देखो एंजल्स, एंजल्स फ्लाई.
going to Piccadilly Circus right now.
What?
Kind of like our Times Square. That statue to your right hand side in the centre of the roundabout, that is the statue of Eros. That is the Greek god of love. Kind of like Cupid. They say if you have a kiss with your loved one when the arrow meets the floor, that you'll fall in love forever. Go for it, buddy. So yeah. But if you're here alone, love yourself forever. That to your left, that is Regent Street. That's where you're going to find the biggest tourist store in the world called Hamleys. That to your left is the Shaftesbury Avenue. That's where you're going to find all your theatres. That is the West End.
Make some noise for it!
Directly in front is Leicester Square, Entertainment Central. You've got cinemas, pubs, clubs, casinos, restaurants, Chinatown, the M&M store, the Lego store, the Harry Potter store, the comedy store. It's all in Leicester Square. In England or like Britain, if someone's really busy, we say it's as busy as Piccadilly Circus. I think we need to change it to Leicester Square because look at the sea of people in front of us.
I know.
I want to start this trend.